So hi there, this is Chris Theodore, and I wanted to share something that happened today that I have felt compelled to share. And I was watching Democracy Now! About a race riot, essentially, that took place, I believe, in Florida, maybe 100 years ago. And they were interviewing a grandson of one of the people who suffered in this race riot. And he was talking about injustice, and it compelled me, it got me thinking about something that happened to me. Not anything like the injustice that occurred in the burning down of this entire community of African American homes and businesses. But seeing the grandson kind of speak up and talk about when he first learned about this riot, how it affected him, and how that he got really, really angry. It reminded me of something that happened to me about 11 years ago. And it was an article that came out in the Columbia Journalism Review about myself and about the publication that I had founded probably at that point 10 years earlier. And the article was written by a graduate student by the name of Erica Fry. And I read the article earlier today, and I often avoid the article, but I read it again. And the article was called Plagiarism for Profit. And in the article, the author created this narrative that depicted me as essentially a liar and a thief. Examples of this were, she wrote that I lifted, which is another word for steal. Theodore lifted content, lifted articles, and these articles that I lifted were actually Creative Commons content. And I guess I forgot that this journalist, Erica Fry, had actually she stooped that low to try to, bring pain and harm to me and our publication by using words like steal for content that the magazine that we credited and we used actually encouraged people to use the content, and it was all Creative Commons content. Later in that same article, she quoted the editor of that magazine as saying, "We want people to share our articles." But at that point, that was further down in the article. A person might never even read that part or that far. So it's interesting. What's interesting to me about it is how good I feel when I defend myself. And just like I think this African American grandson was thinking about his grandfather, how he defended himself during this race riot, or just standing up and making sure that justice is done gives someone a sense of self-worth. And to this day, the Columbia Journalism Review has never apologized to me, despite the fact that this article has been online for over a decade, calling me a liar, calling me a thief. And it just isn't right that an organization like the Columbia Journalism Review, which is supposed to be this bastion and protector, bulwark of journalism would stoop so low that it didn't and doesn't follow the very same standards that it talks about in its own writing. It doesn't even follow those standards. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. That's something that I wanted to say. Bye.